Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing, I think this is the first time that I've ever done this type of video on my channel. We're going to be talking about some fragrances that I've gotten in PR, kind of like an honest first impression, like unfiltered thoughts on PR fragrances. I shouldn't say the word honest because I'm always 100% honest on my thoughts on all fragrances that I talk about on my channel, but I do like the idea of sitting down and going through like a PR haul and telling you guys what I think about each fragrance. So we do have a nice size haul that was very graciously sent over from Max Aroma. In my opinion, one of the best websites to shop for niche fragrances on. Based out of the USA, they have 2-day shipping and they have really great weekend deals. I always like to highlight the fact that they do really great like weekend flash sales. So it's definitely worth being on their email list because especially the ones that I'm talking about today, I see them on sale discounted like every single weekend. So today I'm going to be sitting down and giving my unfiltered opinions on this haul. If they're worth it or not and which ones I recommend for you to try. And I also love Max Aroma too because they do carry a lot of very unique niche brands. There are many houses in this haul that are new to me that I've never tried before, so I'm really grateful just for the experience to try new things. So first off, we have a fragrance that I have smelled before in the past. It has actually been on my wish list for quite some time now. From Merchant of Venice, we have Vinegia 21. So happy to have this in my collection. And spoiler alert, I already know that I like it because I've smelled this many times before in the past. And I also know that Merchant of Venice is another house that Max Aroma like very regularly has on sale. Just in the air. This is delicious. This is really everything that I love. Like this has some of my favorite notes like saffron. A really nice, just sweet saffron. It's spicy, but it's more of like this very rich kind of like melted saffron, kind of sappy in a way, combined with some cinnamon and praline with oud, vanilla, incense and patchouli, a little bit of sandalwood too, but it just has this amazing dominant saffron. I'm a huge sucker for saffron. If you guys haven't noticed like a theme on my channel, you probably see me really talking about and loving a lot of fragrances that have saffron. Like Mystery Saffron from Supers is just incredible. But I love how this is saffron mixed with some really nice sweet notes. I find that most of the time I see a lot of saffron mixed with things like rose, like a little bit more of a floral profile. This is definitely more sweet and kind of gourmand. And I like the incense in here too because it adds a little bit of balance, but it doesn't really go in a really smoky place. Not super smoky, but it gives it something interesting. It's creamy, a bit green, and a little vanillic. It's a really nice, crowd-pleasing, very exotic gourmand in this bottle. Is so beautiful. And really right there in the middle too, unisex. A man could wear it and a woman very easily as well. I think it's really gorgeous. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think I have to give it an 8 just because of the bottle though. I can be such a sucker for the packaging and this is just so like stunning. I mean, this is just everything on your shelf. It's like a really rich vase. I don't know. Gorgeous. So next up we have a fragrance called Wood Whisper from Ojar. And I did smell this one for the first time in my last live stream that I did. I have never tried anything from this house before, but what a fantastic introduction. I love the bottle. I love the green with the rose gold details. I'm a sucker for rose gold. But the notes here are amazing. So this has cashmere wood. I would go as far as to say that this is all about cashmere with plum and violet and sandalwood, amber, vanilla musk, and ambergris. This, guys. Every time I smell this, I'm like obsessing over it. I'm liking it more and more. This is a cashmere wood fragrance through and through. So luxurious. I mean, you guys know how I feel about cashmere, and the plum note in here is so pretty. It's kind of jammy. It is a really fantastic way to do a fruitiness, and what I like about this too is that it still feels fresh, but it will be a beautiful, beautiful, like signature everyday fragrance for the fall and winter. I really feel like this is going to just bloom in the cooler weather. And I love that this also has a very, very subtle violet note. And it doesn't really go in like a candied violet type of way. I feel like when I smell fragrances that have a lot of violet, that's how I'm used to smelling it. It's kind of like sugary sweet. It's not like that here. And I don't really get any other type of floral note in here. So it really is going to be dominant on the violet, but it's still more subtle. So it's really interesting how that plays out in this scent. But it just adds elegance to the fragrance too. The only sweetness that you're really going to find in here is really coming from that vanilla, combined with this kind of airy freshness from the musk and the ambergris. And in a way, I do think that this one leans just a bit masculine. I think that a woman could easily wear this, but there's something about it that just really, like, I really picture it on a man. It is a very rich, sophisticated, clean, woody fragrance that can easily be just a killer signature scent. A bit peppery. It is, I'm blown away. Like I said, it's always amazing when you get to discover new brands, you know, and I've never tried anything from this house. And now I want to try all of them because the quality of this is beautiful and I love how this is done. I love the emphasis on the cashmere wood. The cashmere wood is right there in the center and just all of these other notes are just floating around it to really support that woody like heart. And especially on the skin, that plum note really just radiates off of the skin in the most beautiful way. It has a really nice strong scent trail too. And I think that it's going to be even better in the cold. I've only tested this in the very hot Miami heat, but guys, this is a 10 out of 10. Truly, truly blew me away. It is a must try, very aromatic, fresh, woody fragrance. I'm addicted to this. Get ready for me to recommend this nonstop because I'm in love. So they did also send over the new release from Goldfield & Banks, Mystic Bliss. And all of the fragrances from Goldfield & Banks are inspired by the raw materials and just the nature of like Australia, like that kind of area of the world. I believe New Zealand too. But this one in particular is inspired by Flinders Island in Tasmania. And this also is said to take inspiration from the Northern Lights. So the notes in Mystic Bliss, I was really excited to try this. I wasn't expecting to get this one, but I was really excited to try it because I've been seeing a lot of like events going on with this perfume. I do really like Goldfield & Banks. I feel like the last few releases that they've done I've really liked. But the notes in here are going to be fig, cassis, mint with kunzia, which is kind of like a eucalyptus type of scent, with incense, cedar, and orris. So my first impression of this, it's not my favorite thing. It's crazy aromatic with this kind of like unripe green fig, but at the same time, it's kind of creamy. It's super, super green. It's like you're right there on a coastline surrounded by fig trees. I can tell that it's a quality scent, but I just don't love it in the idea of being a perfume, like to wear it as a scent on myself. I don't see that really working for me. Maybe it will grow on me in time, I'm not sure, but it's kind of spicy. It's just a bit too much for me. Very camphorous and minty. It's not a floral scent at all. It's just like you're literally standing in a fig orchard. And I feel like it kind of reminds me of other things as well. It is very vivid and very different, and I don't want to take away from the fact that it's a quality scent. I mean, it's Goldfield & Banks. The materials that they use are really good. It's just scent is not for me, so I would rate this like a 6 out of 10. And I think it's kind of a misconception that I only give positive reviews to fragrances. And that's not the case at all. It's just that generally, I try to be on the positive side of things. I receive fragrances in PR, not daily, but like at least weekly, and there are always a bunch that I don't really like and I just never talk about. So if you guys are interested in seeing like a video like that, like fragrances that I got in PR that I didn't really like, I can definitely do that. So leave a comment down below if you'd like to see that type of content, or if you would like me to just keep it positive, let me know down in the comments below. And I was kind of curious after smelling this, I went and looked it up to see like what other people were saying in the reviews of this. And a lot of people said that it reminds them of Jean Paul Gaultier Paradise Garden. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You guys probably remember my review. I was not a big fan of that fragrance, so it just kind of makes sense that this one also did not work for me. If you love fig fragrances and something very green, minty, camphorous, you might really like this, but for me, it's just not it. So 6 out of 10 for Mystic Bliss. So I finally got my hands on the very famous fragrance from Virtus, Vanilla Oud. And I want to say, I really like the packaging on this. Everything about it feels very luxe. It's very heavy, like a crazy heavy bottle. And the magnetic cap is really, really strong and also very heavy. So I like that you get a quality bottle with this, and the atomizer too. Just wow, look at this. Beautiful. So this is going to be another fragrance with cashmere wood, a woody, smoky, spicy vanilla, but not too sweet. That's what I really like about this, is that it really comes off more like a vanilla extract versus like a sugary sweet vanilla, with just a little hint of this very natural, not too sweet caramel. It is a super elevated vanilla that does lean a bit masculine to my nose, so I think that this would be better suited for a man just because there are a lot of darker notes here. A woman could wear this. I did wear this the other day too without a problem, but I just pictured a little bit more on the masculine side of things. This has some apple and rhubarb that kind of adds a bit of a sharpness, makes it kind of different too. It's really nice. I will say that I don't really feel like it's the most groundbreaking thing out there. Like, it's kind of in the realm of like Baby Cat. There's other things that I would compare this to, but it is like just a step away from like your typical woody vanilla. And I do really want to give it brownie points for not being too sweet. Super woody. I think it's a great like dimensional woody vanilla, just for a guy that doesn't like sweets. Kind of smells like you're going out in New York City in the fall and winter to me. Cozy but impressive. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10 on a man. Vanilla Oud from Virtus. So next up, we have another fragrance from room 1015. We have Electric Wood. Now you guys remember, my first impression of this house was not the best. The first fragrance that I ever tried from room 1015 was Wave Child. And I did not really like that fragrance, so I was curious to try something different from the house, give them a second chance. So this is going to be a resinous woody fragrance with nutmeg and iris, and I get a very strong like cedar essence here. Like, think of like a sauna-esque type of cedar, like log cabin in the woods type of cedar, which I like, by the way. I don't want to say that like a negative thing, because for me it's very nostalgic. I don't know, when I smell cedar, it takes me to my childhood, like camping in the woods. It's really going to be more woody than anything, of course, with the name like Electric Wood. And I do think that this was supposed to be, I could be totally wrong, but I do think this is supposed to be inspired by the wood of an electric guitar. Very classic masculine notes from that iris and the nutmeg. Kind of gives it something a bit more like dressy feeling. Classic style French perfumery. It is very nice. It's definitely not a scent that really has any sort of like wow factor, but there is something kind of modern feeling about it. Classic but modern. It feels put together, and there is some sort of like silky element from the iris. It's just a very safe like cedar woody fragrance that doesn't feel like stuffy or vintage. And there's something kind of like a little bit of a sweet frankincense in the background here. I do really like it. It is way, way, way better than Wave Child for me. And you're going to get a ton of push in this scent from In Broxton that also kind of gives it a little bit of that modern feel, like molecule, heavy, airy, modern take. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 too. Super well done. I do really like the inspiration behind it. It's simple, but very well done. I feel like it gets even better as it dries as well. And this is another one that you need to spray on your skin. It really comes to life on your skin. I have a feeling that this one is really going to grow on me with more testing. We are just going to have to see it. So lastly, to wrap up the haul, we have a fragrance called Rahaba from On Fuzz. Just look at this bottle. Like, please, let's take a moment for this bottle. It has amazing presence. It just looks very rich to me. This is going to be a sweet, fruity vanilla done by Christian Carbonell, the king of fruity fragrances. One of my all-time favorite perfumers as well, but you guys already know that. This is the type of fruity fragrance that you can wear all year round. It's fruity, sweet, and bright, but has some amazing grounding notes as well. Oh my gosh. This has pineapple with this very fizzy, sparkling kind of like gin tonic note, along with some orange and this very just classic combination of rose and orris. Such a good combination. I love the textures in this fragrance. It is truly like an experience to smell this. It's fizzy, it's creamy from the orris butter, a bit citric and zesty from that pineapple, a little bit tart too, and the rose in here just really softens everything up and really brings it together and makes it kind of classy and wearable. It's a sweet rose too. There's some amber in the base with this really nice dominant almond note, kind of like a slightly bitter almond. Really crisp. There's nothing like Play-Doh-y synthetic about it at all, along with some vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood, and some tolu balsam too. It's signature Christian Carbonell. He does the best fruity fragrances ever. He's the perfumer that made Herba Pura as well from Xerjoff, fun fact. But this Rahaba is way better. I would save your money, skip Herba Pura and get this. I love this kind of gin tonic vibe mixed with the almond. They did not skimp on the quality of the oils here at all. And I love how the bitter almond on this really comes out too on your skin. I love it. And testing this on skin, it comes off a bit sweeter on a woman's skin and more green, fizzy, and kind of almondy on a man. I'm sorry, but I have to give this an 11 out of 10. This is amazing. Zero complaints here. I love this. Like, what a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I've never tried anything from this house before. And fuzz. This is just amazing. From everything, the packaging, the juice, the smell. And like I was saying, this is something that you can easily wear in the fall and winter. Really, really incredible. So guys, that was just a quick like first impressions, unfiltered thoughts on a recent PR haul. You can find all of these fragrances to try and to sample over on Max Aroma. They do usually sell 5 mLs of every single fragrance that they offer for sale, so it's a great way to really try before you buy. And if you'd like to save 10% on their website, you can use my code Erica10. So yeah guys, please let me know in the comments down below if you like this type of video. Do you like these PR hauls? Would you like to see like a more critical, negative, like a video about fragrances that I received that I did not like at all, like enough to not ever even talk about them on my channel? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.